It's a good day. It's a good day. I'm selling some of my stuff. So I'm not selling this bag, this thingamabobber, but I was planning on selling a couple of the games in here. So I was planning to sell. Okay, so I was planning to keep Smash Bros. Planning to keep Mario Maker 2. Was planning to get the Switch Online at some point. Odyssey. I need to play more Odyssey. Rayman Legends was so good. Just gotta play it with other people. Cave Story is pretty solid, but I'm probably willing to let go of it. I don't know. Although the fun thing of Cave Story Plus is you can play as like basically any character, so that's fun. We'll probably keep that around. The Crash Insane Trilogy, I got it because I really thought that I would play it more. And I forgot how slippery the controls kind of are. I have some other games at home. It's kind of sad. I have some other games and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I have them. And then I have some other games in here I was planning to sell too. I think I'll probably keep all of these. I haven't beaten any of them yet. There's another game. I'll probably keep Triforce Heroes just in case I ever meet somebody who has the other game. Mario Kart 7's great though. Look at that guy. I never noticed that. That's so crazy. He's like, I'm gonna get those guys. They're like standing on their platform chilling. And that guy's like, I'm gonna get you. So that's a little creepy. But yeah, I'm planning to sell this guy. Like, I played Mario Party DS growing up, and it was such a fun game. And I was reminiscing about it a couple days ago. And this game's okay, but it's I don't know, probably 15 or 20 bucks. I'm gonna see if anybody in my area would pay for that much. It just depends on the person. Like, it has its moments. And then Crash Insane Trilogy, I'd probably do 20 as well for that. I'm in Utah. Yeah, I've had this Switch for a while. I have not played it. Oh, look, it's me. Not played it in a while. Mostly because I haven't really necessarily had the ability to because I don't have an HDMI port. I need to get an HDMI port. Yeah, sorry, oh boy, I do not have the same zip code as you, it sounds like. So we're not super doopy duper close geographically. So what else? What am I doing? Yeah, you can close that up. Yeah. So these are the two that I was planning on selling soon. I'm kind of on the fence about Pokemon Rumble Blast. I feel like there's more fun to be had in that game. Same thing with Link Between Worlds, Triforce Heroes. Maybe I'll meet somebody that has the game as well. And Ocarina of Time, obviously, I would like to beat that game at some point. But yeah, that's kind of that. I also have this thing. I got this number of years ago when I was going through a heck of a hard time. And I got it. And basically the idea with it is you go and you start a new year, and then you have like, oh, this is what I did in 2024. This is what I did in 2025. And then you just answer the question, what is your number 1 year's resolution? And then you can kind of see your growth over a 5-year period. And I've been updating it on here. It's like, oh, look. Yep, living with parents. Oh, look, living here, living there. So, yeah, it's fun to have a journal, have a record of stuff you've been doing. I also am planning to sell a bunch of books, a lot of books. I used to have them all over there, but I moved them because I wanted to be I wanted to do that. So I did that. Yeah. So that's kind of what we're looking at. I'm a tiny bit stressed out personally, which is why we have the title of staying calm, calmly addressing what ails you. Calmly. It's like, well, you know, things are a little crazy right now. But you know what? I could sell some stuff. Could sell some stuff, get some money. Could find a job in writing. Could try writing for some other people's newsletters. Could do some cold emailing. We can figure it out. It's all gonna be good. My mom sent me these apple sauces, so it's like that's great. Shredder, welcome, welcome. I do these little half-hour check-ins every day, live stream just to say what's up, share some things on my mind. Because I've had enough experiences to know that as chaotic or crazy as things seem, you know, there's a lot of things in our control. I have a newsletter with over 1,000 people on it. So some of those could lead towards more book sales. Like I said, I have some video game stuff I could sell. Triforce Heroes is like you can't. I tried playing it by myself. Can't really play it by yourself. With that game, you really need to have multiple people that are all on the game like you. That's why with some of this stuff, I'm like, man, if this had been out when I was younger, then I could have really like enjoyed this. But seeing as that's not the case, we got to make do with what we have. But yeah, gonna give some of this stuff. Yeah. I don't know. I read this quote today that said, all of your junk used to be money, or all of your clutter used to be money. That made me think. It's like, oh wow, yeah, there's a lot of truth in there. Even if it wasn't me that paid for it, somebody thought it was worthwhile to give their hard-earned money for it, even if you got it for free. At some point, somebody had to pay for it. So, yep, it's kind of where we're at. Kind of just chilling. I feel like if you are feeling stressed out or you just feel like life is really not working in your favor, I would say for one thing that's false. Life is always working in your favor. However, it might be worth looking at how many things have you done to like really accelerate to jet your life forward. What have you done to make it better? Make it easier on yourself? Fair question. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how this is gonna work for sure, but I do believe in God that is looking out for all of us, and that you turn to Him, things can work out in a way you didn't expect. You can also choose to be sad and upset and not agreeable and be frustrated about things outside of your control. But I don't really recommend that. Here's one of the books I'm selling. Outwitting the Devil. I haven't read it though. I've been wanting to read it. So I might read it through more of it. It's funny when you are low on money and you just start looking at stuff and you're just like, man, I could probably sell that, hopefully. Probably sell that too. Got all these chocolate milks. Probably not sell any of this stuff, but yeah, gotta keep the bones nice and strong. But yeah, it's kind of what we're looking at. Kind of what we're looking at today. Very blessed. Very blessed. We just got to sell some of the games. Find some people that are looking for the games that I'm selling. And we'll be okay. So, yeah. You just do things, get things in line with what you're able to do, and try and be intentional with the time available to you. I could have a lot less time to make the money I need to make, but thankfully I have the time that I have. So, yeah. I do think there's so much power in showing up every day, though. Because even if you miss, like, even if you don't have like a really big day in any particular day, you know you're going to show up the next day. So there's no real reason to get caught up or frustrated in it. So yeah. And it's tough too when you've bought something and maybe you want yuck. Now you want to give it back or whatever, or there's some other thing and you realize maybe you bought something just to help ease some pain that's invisible. Um invisible pain. But then you have to be honest with yourself, and ultimately I want to start this next year with a clean slate, and that's basically what you get with a new year. I think it's so crazy when it comes to a new year. I mean, you literally put it in a different category. You're like, all right, well, this is 2024, this is 2025. But as far as 2004 and 2024, 2025 go, 2023 doesn't have any part of that, like zero. That was so before that time and in the past of that time. And yeah, so that's that. So yeah, it's always humbling when you look at the year and then you're like, okay, this like next year I'll be looking back at this year, and what do I want, what do I want to be looking back at, what do I want to have accomplished and stuff like that. So that's the kind of stuff you get to do for yourself. You get to help yourself out a little bit. So yeah, we're gonna sell a couple of these things. I mean, if I sell those two games, be like $50. And then I sell the books. That might be like $100 if we're being really generous. So that would be like $150. I would still need like $500 by the end of the year. But it's good to declutter. It's good to let go of the things that are no longer serving you, no longer helping you. I think one of the biggest reasons why people come into our lives is to help us move towards some specific goal or something that we have. But when that person has brought us closer, we've gone through that person through that cave, that pain cave or whatever cave, and we're on the other side, it doesn't make any more sense to have that person in your life anymore. And that can be tough and difficult. But yeah, it just goes to show you gotta enjoy the time while you have it. So yeah, it's mind blowing. It's crazy. It could also be a whole lot worse. So I'm grateful it's not. So let's just get things in a better place. Let's let go of some of the stuff that is kind of cluttered up my life. And we'll start over again in 2026. And we'll still be doing these. It's beautiful because earlier this week, with me being sick and everything, there's part of me that was feeling really down in the dumps about not getting as much work done as I wanted to get done and blah, 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 blah. But then I was like, well, I still went live on YouTube every single one of those days. And I was like, well, you can't really fault myself for doing something that I know would be a great thing for me to do. So it's just good. So yeah, I think we're going to speed run this a little bit. I have a friend that's coming to pick me up at the end of this live stream. Zoom. It is inspiring how you can just get up and get moving. I think talking is one of the best ways to make that happen. Let's see. Let's put this away. No, that's that. This in here. This is nice. It's like a little sharpener. Okay, that goes in there. Zip up the backpack. All right. Okay, zip up the backpack, and then we have to take. I'm gonna take my. No, we're gonna leave the gaming stuff here for now. Take the gaming stuff downstairs. Chuck you. Do that. Wait. This is the kind of stuff that you're just like, you're tripping, you know? Put that in the fridge. Okay. It's crazy to think I'm going to be here for like 10 more days. That's it. Let's do this. We'll take this guy, this guy, this guy, these two, and then we'll zipperoo this guy. All right. I'm planning on having a budget next year with my video games. So not necessarily so I buy less of them, but so I am more intentional with the ones I do buy. What else? Okay, there's my books, my backpack. When I come back up, I can bring the books downstairs. And then, okay. We'll just take this downstairs first because we have, yeah, taking this downstairs. Shout out to that guy, dude. Totally never saw that guy. He's just like, oh, so sneaky. All right. We'll just leave that there for now. That's okay. Here's all the books I was planning on selling. Yup. Got all of these guys. We got Confronting Pornography, 5 Apology Languages, all that, blah, 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 blah. And then we have all these guys too. And then we have all these guys too. So we're going to try and sell and see what happens. No! Did not want that to happen. Okay. I'm curious to see what people will buy. I mean, like that thing at the bottom, the psychology textbook. I mean, that's like a college textbook. So could probably sell that for a pretty penny. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, I'm getting picked up in the next 15 minutes. So be finishing this up. Feel so winded still from being sick this last week. Okay. You know what? Just for funsies. What time is it? What time is it? 5:17. Okay. Just for funsies. Oh boy. Why did I leave all those lights on? Bye-bye. Bye-bye. That was weird. First, I thought I saw a person. I said, but that's not possible. I'm the only person here. I had the thought, what if I opened up this book to see what was in the contents? Let's see. The capacity to surmount failure without being discouraged is the chief asset of every man who attains outstanding success in any calling. Capacity to surmount failure without being discouraged. That's good. It kind of makes you think about in Super Meat Boy when you die and then you just kind of learn a lot from the failure and you bounce back up. Does that make sense? That makes sense. All right, I like that. I like that. What else? What else we got in this book of gems? Oh, I see. One takes advantage of the principle of definiteness, just as one may build a strong physical body through constant systematic use. Is that it? You have stated the truth clearly and accurately. Is definiteness of purpose something with which one must be born or may be acquired? Oh, this is Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Let's see. Everyone, as I've told you before, is born with the privilege of being definite, but 98 out of every 100 people lose this privilege by sleeping on it. The privilege of definiteness can be maintained only by adopting as a policy by which one is guided in all the affairs of life. I have not read Summertime Saga. What is that? What's that about? Education and religion. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, this is definitely one of those books you'll just open it up and you might just stumble upon some serious gold. And then there's some other stuff that may not work as well. There might be one that kind of goes along with what we were thinking about. Yeah. Let's see. It's about a boy that must navigate his life after the death of his father. Summertime Saga. That sounds good. Yeah, I actually heard about somebody at church that had passed away, or his dad had passed away when he was younger, and my dad is still alive. He's still here. He's definitely getting older though. The value of giving before trying to get. This other self. That's interesting. My other self makes good. I guess his other self is his higher self. 3 months from the day that Mr. Pelton called on me in Philadelphia, a completed set of my books was placed on the table in front of me. My income from the sale of the books began to run high enough for all my needs. These books are now in the hands of all my students all over the world. My first royalty check from the sale of my books was for $850. As I opened the envelope in which it came, my other self said, "Your only limitation is the one which you set up in your own mind." There you go. My first royalty check from my books was like, I don't know, $10. But that's because I only have them out on Kindle and that's it. Don't have them on Audible or anything yet. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. There's another book from a friend of mine I met on my mission, and it was called How to Drive the Devil Nuts. And it was really all about just like finding joy, being joyful. If you can be joyful and content with your life, the devil really can't really do anything because you're just content. You're chilling, right? Yeah, his stuff was published just during the Great Depression. That's interesting. There's a solution. This is the first time I've opened up this book, so this is useful. Being able to open up, and for everything you've missed, you've gained something else, and for everything you gain, you lose something else. Yeah, law of compensation. Every suffering is rewarded. Every sacrifice is made up. Every debt is paid. Yeah. Suffering. I mean, that really is the answer. It's like you just do a lot better at suffering and enjoying life and enjoying the process and enjoying the work, stacking up all the reps and stuff. Yeah, it's good stuff. Something infinitely worse than being forced to work, it is being forced not to work. In the main, that depression was more of a blessing than was a curse if analyzed in the light of the changes it brought. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah, this has got some good stuff in it. It's interesting though, because I talked to multiple people or heard multiple people about how this book was like game changing and helpful for them. But I don't know. I think there's honestly just a ton of power just in knowing, like, I'm reading a book called Outwitting the Devil, therefore I'm outwitting the devil. It's like, not really, no. The only way you can, like, really just be super ahead of the devil is just not getting distracted and making sure you're doing what you need to do, and that's literally it. If that's literally all you're doing, then yeah. The published word I leave behind will be deathless because it will consist of truth. There you go. Yep. There's power in repetition. I'm forcing you to repeat the highlights. Blah blah blah. Yeah. So yeah, that just kind of gives you a little glimpse on the book. Let's look at the back. Fear is the tool of a man-made devil. 1938. Forced him to confess his secrets. Fear, procrastination, anger. These hidden methods of control can lead us to ruin. 7 principles of good. You might maybe find those 7 principles that might be useful. Steve Forbes was like, yeah, man. He was on board. So that's cool. And then, but I do like the thought of fear, procrastination, anger, and jealousy as methods of control. I think that's a worthwhile thing to think about. Fear is the tool of a man-made devil. Self-confident faith in one's own self, blah, 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 blah. Is both the man-made fool that defeats this devil and the man-made tool which builds triumphant life. So more than that, there's a link to the irresistible forces. There you go. Got all the chapters. Drifting with the devil. That sounds fun. No, actually, it doesn't. That's interesting. We got blah blah blah. Yeah, I think that gives you a bit of an idea. So I think that is I think that gives us an idea. So I will see you wonderful folk at another wonderful time. But until then, I will see you later. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.